Hello and welcome. We are so glad you're here. Today, we're going to get into something really, really important.
We are. And for you, especially if you're learning English, we're going to talk about something that helps with everything in life, not just language. It's about how to be a little bit kinder to yourself.
That's right. And this isn't about, being lazy or weak. It's actually about being strong on the inside. It's about self-respect.
hmm And understanding that taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's actually necessary for everything else you want to do.
Especially learning English, which takes so much energy.
It does. And we promise to keep the English we use today really clear and simple around that A2 to B1 level. If we use a new word, we'll stop and we'll explain it right away.
Okay, so let's get into it. Before we talk about the solutions, we have to understand the problem.
Well,
So, have you ever felt just completely tired? Not from hard work, but because you said yes when you really, really wanted to say no.
oh, that's such a common feeling, isn't it?
It is.
Let's think of an example. Maybe your colleague at work, they always ask you to cover their shift. And you say yes, because, you want to be a nice person, you want to be helpful.
Of course.
But then, at the end of the week, you're so tired from covering for them that you're too exhausted to study your English, or even just relax.
Yeah, you have nothing left. You're running on empty. And then one day, finally say, you know what? I'm sorry. I can't do it this time.
Right. And what happens? The colleague, they seem confused, maybe even a little bit upset.
Yeah, they say something like, but you always help. What's different now? And that feeling from them, that surprise, it can feel like a lot of pressure.
It can. And what's so interesting here is what we've been teaching them, without using any words.
What do you mean?
Well, we teach people how to treat us by what we do.
Yeah.
Your constant yes taught them to expect a yes. It became the rule.
So by never saying no, I'm kind of telling everyone that my time and my energy aren't as important as theirs.
Exactly. You're sending a signal,
Yeah.
and they are just responding to the signal you're sending.
Okay, so that sets up our mission for today perfectly. We're going to explore some simple ways to change that signal.
We'll talk about what to say to yourself on a bad day, how to set friendly limits, and how to stop being so strict with yourself.
So where do we start?
Let's start with your standard.
All right, section 1. Setting your standard. What do we mean by the word standard?
A standard is like your personal rule. It's the level of respect and care that you decide you deserve. And here's the main idea. The way you treat yourself becomes the standard for how other people treat you.
Okay, I think I get it. So if I treat my own time like it's not important, always canceling my plans for someone else.
I think. Then other people will also start to treat your time like it's not important.
Right.
Let's use a metaphor. Think of yourself like a beautiful garden.
Okay, a garden.
If you take care of your garden, you water the plants, you pull the weeds, people who visit will walk carefully on the path. They'll respect the space because they can see you care for it.
But if I ignore my garden, if it's full of weeds and broken fences, then people will just walk all over the flowers. They won't even notice.
Exactly. They are following your lead. So let's define a few words here. A standard is your personal rule. And then there's available and reliable.
Okay. Available is easy. It means you have time, people can contact you. And reliable means people can trust you. If you say you'll do something, you do it.
And those are good things. But they can turn into a trap.
The habit trap.
Yes. You become the yes person.
Mm.
The person who's always available, always reliable, until you just feel overwhelmed.
Let's define overwhelmed for everyone. It's that feeling when there's just too much work, too many questions, and your brain just feels full and heavy.
And their feeling is a sign. It's a sign that you need to introduce something called boundaries.
Boundaries. This is such an important word. So a boundary is your personal limit. It's how you tell people what is okay for you and what is not okay.
Right. And they aren't angry walls to keep people away. A better metaphor is to think of boundaries like a friendly fence around your house.
A friendly fence. I like that.
It's not a high, scary wall. It just shows people where the door is. It shows them where your property begins, so they know not to just walk in whenever they want. It helps you rest.
So when I say I can't answer work emails after 6 p.m., that's me putting up a little piece of my friendly fence.
Exactly. It protects your evening, your rest time. But you mentioned something earlier. When you put up a fence where there wasn't one before, some people might not like it.
Yeah, they might feel uncomfortable.
They will. And that's okay. Let's define uncomfortable. It's that tense, uneasy feeling. The reason they feel uncomfortable is because they were benefiting from you not having a fence.
So their habit has to change, and that feels weird for them.
Yes, it's not about you being mean. It's about you teaching them the new rule. You're setting a new standard. And to do that, you have to believe you're worth it.
Okay, that's a perfect transition. Let's talk about that belief. Section 2, self-worth and external approval.
This is so important. Because if you don't believe in your own value, you will always be looking for someone else to tell you you're okay.
So, self-worth, let's define that. It's the belief that you have value just because you're a human being.
Exactly. It's not because you got a good score on a test or because you did something perfect. Your worth isn't a question. It's a fact. It's there even on your bad days.
But that's so hard. So much of life teaches us our worth is connected to what we do, to our performance.
It does. And that leads to the danger of needing validation.
Okay, validation is that approval from other people. When someone says, good job, or I like your idea.
And validation feels nice. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But when you need it all the time to feel good, you become very fragile.
Fragile, meaning you can be easily hurt or broken.
Yes. Think about it like this. Relying on validation is like borrowing your confidence from other people.
Borrowing confidence.
It's like you're borrowing a beautiful, warm coat from someone on a cold day. While you're wearing it, you feel great, confident, warm. But the coat isn't yours. The moment that person says something critical or even just ignores you, they take the coat back.
And suddenly you're freezing. Your confidence crashes.
It crashes. It falls suddenly.
Yeah.
Because the source of your warmth, your confidence, was outside of you. It wasn't yours to begin with.
Wow, that explains why one negative comment can sometimes feel more powerful than 10 positive ones.
It does. So we need to stop borrowing that confidence and start building our own. And there are two simple sentences you can practice saying to yourself.
Okay, what are they?
The first one is, my worth is not up for discussion.
I like that. It's a statement, not a question.
And the second one is, I am enough, even while I'm improving.
Ah, that gives you permission to be imperfect. You don't have to wait until you speak perfect English to feel good about yourself.
Exactly. You are valuable right now in the middle of the journey. When you start to believe that, you stop performing for an audience. You start paying attention to yourself.
And that's all about self-awareness, which is our next section.
Yes, section 3, self-awareness and energy protection. If you want to be kinder to yourself, you first have to know yourself.
And self-awareness is just that. It's about noticing your feelings, what you need, how you react to things.
It's like being a friendly detective for your own mind. And one of the first things a detective looks for are clues, or, in this case, triggers.
A trigger. You mean like a button that, when it's pushed, causes a really strong, fast emotion?
Precisely. For some people, a trigger might be a certain tone of voice that makes them feel instantly small. For others, it could be seeing messy rooms, which makes them feel stressed.
Knowing your triggers is powerful, isn't it? Because then you can prepare for them.
It is. It's also about managing your energy. You need to ask yourself two simple questions. What gives me energy, and what drains my energy?
Let's define drain. A drain is something that takes your energy away, but slowly, like a leaky faucet. Drip, 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 until you're empty.
That's a great way to put it. It's not a sudden explosion. It's a slow leak. A common one today is doom scrolling.
Oh, yes. Reading all the bad news online for a long time. It doesn't help you, but it definitely drains your energy.
And some conversations, or even some people, can be drained. They can feel like a battery thief. They plug into you and take your energy.
A battery thief? I know a few of those.
Self-awareness is like having a clear map of your own world. When you have the map, you know which roads are dangerous, which people are battery thieves, and where the peaceful spots are.
But without that map, your head feels cloudy. Decisions are hard.
Exactly. So how do you get this map? You do small, simple things. Go for a walk without your phone, sit in silence for just 3 minutes, or write down 1 or 2 sentences about how you feel today.
Those small actions help you read your own map.
They do. And once you start listening to yourself, you start to notice the things you say to yourself.
Which brings us to section 4, the inner critic and negative self-talk. And this starts with a habit that so many of us have, the sorry habit.
Oh, this is a big one. Apologizing for things that don't need an apology.
Like, sorry to bother you, or sorry, just a quick question. We even apologize for being tired. Sorry, I'm just really tired today.
Right. And, of course, we should apologize if we make a real mistake. That's important. But when you apologize for just existing or for having a need, you're sending a message.
What's the message?
The message is, I don't deserve to take up this space. It's a way of trying to make yourself smaller.
And when you try to make yourself smaller, there's a voice inside that loves that, the inner critic.
Yes, the inner critic.
Yes.
That's the voice in your head that says things like, you always fail, or you're not good enough.
That voice uses negative self-talk, the mean, harsh words you say to yourself.
Let's think of the inner critic like a noisy megaphone right next to your ear.
A megaphone, okay.
It takes a small mistake and it blasts it, makes it sound huge and terrible. It's always loud, always negative.
And we believe the megaphone because it's so loud. We think it must be telling the truth.
But it's usually just telling you old fears.
Mm.
So here's a simple trick to turn down the volume. We call it the friend rule.
The friend rule. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a good friend.
Exactly. You would never tell your friend they're useless because they forgot one English word. You'd say, it's okay. It happens to everyone. You'll get it next time.
So you give yourself that same kindness. And there's another tool, right? To question the megaphone.
Yes. When you hear that negative thought, stop and ask, is this a fact or is this just noise?
Okay, let's try an example. The megaphone shouts, "You are a terrible English student."
So you ask the question, what's the fact? The fact is, I made a grammar mistake in one sentence. The noise is, I'm a terrible student. See the difference?
The noise is a huge exaggeration.
A huge one. A mistake is not your identity, it's just information. It's a stepping stone. It shows you what to practice next. You keep the lesson, you throw away the shame.
And when you start doing that, saying no to people on the outside gets a little easier.
It does.
What?
Which leads us to section 5. Boundaries, guilt, and finding joy. The biggest reason we don't set boundaries is because of people-pleasing.
People-pleasing, trying to make everyone else happy, even if it makes you unhappy.
Right. And when a people-pleaser tries to set a boundary, they feel a very strong, very difficult emotion. Guilt.
Guilt. That bad feeling you get when you think you've done something wrong.
For a people-pleaser, saying no feels wrong. The guilt has a big bell. And the moment you say, I can't, that bell starts ringing really loudly in your head. Ding, 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 ding. You're being selfish.
That bell can be so loud. But saying no isn't actually selfish, is it?
No. Selfish means you only care about yourself. Setting a boundary is self-care. It means you are protecting your energy so you have enough to be a good friend, a good parent, a good student. You can't pour from an empty cup.
So we need a way to say no even when the bell is ringing.
And the best way is with a short no. Clear, kind, and short. Sentences like, I can't today, but thank you for asking, or I need to rest tonight.
The big trap here is over-explaining.
Oh, it's a huge trap. When you give a long story explaining why you can't help, you're really just asking, please, please still like me, and you're giving them an opportunity to argue with your reasons.
Right. Oh, you're tired. Just have some coffee.
Exactly. Keep it short. And when you do that, when you say no to the things that drain you, you create space.
And joy needs space to grow.
It really does. Happiness isn't a luxury, something you only get after all the work is done. It's part of your health. And you can find it in small joys.
A small joy like the taste of your morning coffee or a really good song on the radio.
Yes, you don't need a perfect life to have small moments of joy. But one thing that stops us is perfectionism.
Ah, perfectionism. The idea that you have to wait until everything is perfect before you can be happy.
And perfectionism is like a broken ladder.
A broken ladder.
You keep climbing, trying to reach the top, but the top keeps moving higher. You climb and climb, but you never arrive. Because perfection isn't real.
And social media makes that worse. We compare our real messy lives to someone else's perfect online picture.
The highlight reel. You have to stop measuring yourself against that. Measure your day by your own values. Did I learn something today? Was I kind today? That's what matters.
Protecting what matters to you.
Which brings us to our final section, Section 6. Recovery and forgiveness. To protect what matters, you have to protect your energy. It's not unlimited.
And that means looking at your environment, the people, the places, the information you let into your life.
Yes. If a person or a situation consistently makes you feel small or unsafe, that is a big red flag, a warning sign.
Sometimes you just have to gently step back from a relationship. Not with a big fight, but just with a little more distance.
It's a little more quiet. Peace is a choice. And you need that inner peace to handle the hard times. We need to talk about the bounce back.
The bounce back. Recovering after something hard happens, a failure, a rejection, just a really bad week.
Right, and recovery is like a strong spring.
A spring, okay.
You can push a spring down, you can compress it. That's the hard time, the failure.
Yeah.
But because it's strong, it doesn't break. The moment you release the pressure, it jumps right back up.
It bounces back.
People who are kind to themselves don't punish themselves when they're down. They don't stay on the ground feeling shame. They look for one small win.
Just one tiny thing to start the spring moving up again.
Yes. Getting out of bed is a win. Drinking a glass of water is a win. Answering one email is a win. These small wins build quiet confidence.
It's like building a house with tiny bricks, one small action at a time.
Exactly. And over time, those bricks build something incredibly strong. But there's one last thing you need to do to truly bounce back. You need to let go of the past.
You have to forgive yourself.
So many people carry old guilt around with them. It's heavy, but it's familiar.
And what's that like?
That old guilt is like wearing shoes that are too small.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You wear them everywhere. And every single step you take, all day long, hurts a little bit. It makes every journey harder.
Forgiving yourself is like finally taking off those painful shoes.
Yes. It doesn't mean you forget. It means you say, I'm human. I learned from that mistake. I will do better. You keep the lesson, but you put down the pain. You deserve to walk forward without that hurt.
That was, wow, so much good information there. Before we finish, let's do a quick review of the most important words we used today. Our word tour.
Listen carefully. Try to repeat the definitions in your mind. This will help you remember them.
Okay, first was standard. Your personal rule for what you accept. For example, my standard is not working on weekends.
Available. Having time to help or respond. For example, I'm not available after 9 p.m.
And overwhelmed. That feeling of having too much to do when your brain feels full. I felt overwhelmed, so I took a break.
The big one, boundaries. Your personal limits. Setting boundaries is healthy.
Uncomfortable. Feeling tense or uneasy. It felt uncomfortable at first, but it was the right choice.
Self-worth. Your value as a person, which is always there. My self-worth doesn't depend on my job.
Validation. Getting approval from other people. It's nice to get validation, but I don't need it.
Fragile. Easily hurt or broken. When you're tired, your emotions can feel fragile.
Crash. When your mood falls very suddenly. After the bad news, my good mood crashed.
Self-awareness. Noticing your own feelings and needs. My self-awareness is improving every day.
A trigger. A button for a strong, fast emotion. Loud noises are a trigger for me.
To drain. To take energy away slowly. Complaining for an hour can drain your energy.
Doom scrolling. Reading negative news online for a long time. I stopped doom scrolling and I feel better.
The inner critic. The harsh, judging voice in your head. My inner critic is not the truth.
And guilt. The bad feeling when you think you did something wrong. I felt guilt, but I knew I made the right decision for me.
That's our list. You can always come back and listen to this part again to practice.
And as we close, if you remember just one thing from our conversation today, let it be this. The way you treat yourself teaches other people how to treat you.
Don't try to fix everything at once. Just choose one small thing to do differently this week. Maybe one friendly boundary. Or one kind sentence you say to yourself.
Okay, so now it's your turn. We have a question for you. What is the one word or lesson you learned today? Please write it in the comments below. We really do love to read what you think.
And we also want you to finish this sentence in your own English. This week I will. And then just tell us one small, kind action you will take for yourself.
Your commitment to learning and to being kind to yourself is just amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Until next time, keep practicing and be well. Goodbye for now.